Okay, it is Roland the Traveler. Man, got a story time for you brothers. Look, man, here's the thing. Make sure you like and subscribe, man, because these story times, YouTube sometimes demonetize them. But because I talk a little raunchy sometimes, so I'm going to try to tone it down. I just want to let you guys know about this lady cop I met, man. Real possessive, but beautiful, man. And you let me know what you guys would have done in the comments, man. So let's start the story, man. I'm staying in the Dominican, right by the Zona Colonial, and I'm staying in the Marbella. I know a lot of you guys know about the Marbella. And fun fact, one of my first videos about Santo Domingo, the good, the bad, and the ugly, you can see the room that I'm staying in, and you can see one of the girls I had staying with me, because before I even meet the lady cop, I had another girl staying with me. Her name was Lady, and they'd been there with me for a week. But Lady started driving me crazy. And you can see Lady in that video too. She's the one. Look, she is the thumbnail. You can see her. But she started driving me crazy. She's had that young girl energy, and it just was driving me nuts. So I eventually just sent her home. But one night, I'm sitting at the place. I mean, I'm drinking, and I done sent her home. So I'm like, I gotta go hunt for something else, man. So I decided to go walk in Zona Colonial, man. So picture the charming streets of Zona Colonial, man. Santo Domingo, where history seeps through every cobblestone, man. The place is enchanting. And while I'm sitting at one of the little spots drinking, I see a police woman. I'm talking about a striking police woman. The woman was gorgeous. And it wasn't just a Greek goose I was sipping on, man. This wasn't no ordinary police woman. That uniform on her looked like it was sprayed on her. I mean, she looked like somebody from the movies, man. She had this beautiful, like, dark caramel, chocolate skin, and the hair was wavy, man. And she was looking good, man. So as I kept drinking. I mustered up a little courage, and I went over there and I asked for her number, man. I'm like, hey, how you doing? My name's such and such. Can I have your WhatsApp? She looked at me and smiled, and she gave it to me. And that's what I tell you about what I like about over here. If you can walk up to a woman if you're confident, and I had the Google Translate ready to go, and she was like, I can speak English. And I was so glad about that, man. I felt like I had won the lottery, man. Like, I was walking back after she gave me her number. You should have saw me, man. I was so happy. I'm walking through Zona Colonial just saying, man, don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. That's how I'm feeling. I'm good. I go back to the room and I'm happy, drink a little bit more. I tried to hook up with somebody else, but it didn't work. The person couldn't come see me. But that next day, Anna called me. That was the cop's name. And she was like, I'm off on such and such a day if you want to get together. And man, we end up going to this restaurant right by where I was staying at. It's called like La Parrilla. It's like a steakhouse. And I know some of you guys probably ate at the steakhouse. The food was very good. So she come there and I meet up with her, man. She had this just, man, beautiful. Look, when I saw her in regular clothes, this woman was shaped. She had the body like, you remember how Amber Rose's body used to look when Kanye, and she was just shaped like big old breasts, big old butt, no stomach, just, and a lot of them women in the DR look like that because the competition is so fierce. And she was just a pretty chick. And she started telling me a lot about her life, man. She had a little boy, and he was 11 years old. And a lot of the chicks have kids, but these are the early stages of me getting to know her, man. She had this laugh, man, and I'm telling you, her eyes can melt snow, man. This woman was just gorgeous. And I'm like, you know what? I'm cool. I just wanted to get to know her better and better. And look, that's what started happening, man. I found myself in a whirlwind relationship that fast. After just letting somebody else go, me and her had started hanging every day. When she get off work, she would come get me. She had a little Toyota. She'd pick me up. We would go places, go to movies, and look, she didn't mind paying for stuff. She had her own money. So some people, sometimes I tell dudes, man, date women with a career, you always got to pay something, because women it's just what it is. You always going to be paying. Even you dudes that think you so sexy and the women liking you, to Chad and Tyrone, eventually after that, well, you're going to end up paying something. That's just how it works. Like, you don't get unconditional love. That's how my dad always told me that. But he said, only a dog get unconditional love, boy. So we always have to pay something eventually in some kind of way. You're going to be paying something. That's just how it goes. So I always hear men always tell men, man, you just get paid. Man, you always paying for something. It doesn't even matter. Just live your life, have fun. But certain times she would actually pay for the food, and I didn't mind. I said, look, I got it. She said, no, let me do it. And she just wanted me to be with her. One thing this woman liked more than anything else was me to be around her when she get off work and she can watch those Mexican soap operas. She liked watching TV from Mexico. I don't know why. She would watch that shit all day, but that's all she wanted. Man, the first time I ended up getting a chance to sleep with her because I cooked for her. I told, when she get off work, I said, look, come by the house. I made some food for you, man. And she was like, oh, okay, I'm coming. And it had been by this time 2 or 3 weeks before she even give it to me. I cooked some good food, man. I made like some jambalaya, and I cooked like some Louisiana style jambalaya, some other pork chop. I mean, she tore that shit up. And this is the first time she decided to actually give it to me. And let me tell you, man, it was worth it, because she go in there to take a shower and take her work clothes off, and she just come back out with a towel on. And when I tell you, I had been waiting all that time, but when I saw her with that towel on, I got hard as 10 diamonds, and I was ready, man. And that ham was glazed and ready to be sliced. And I started kissing on her and put her on the bed, and I gotta tell you, man, she did some stuff to me I ain't never had happen to me before. While my head, I was grabbing the headboard, she put a tire wrap. I don't know if she had the tire wrap in her booty cheeks, because I ain't see nothing in her hand. She handcuffed one of my hands with a tire wrap to the bed, and she did her thing. She went bob for apples, and she was bobbing so hard. I shot off like an oil rig, and I'm trying to keep it clean, but it was worth it. Some of the best I have ever had. And so I was starting to get addicted to this woman, because the sexual experience I started having with her was off the chain. So we started spending more and more time together, and I would have sex with her every morning. And I asked her one time, why you do it like that in the morning? She said, if I give it to you before I leave, you're not gonna go looking for it. I'm like, God damn, all right, that makes sense. And let me tell you, it started happening like that all the time. As soon as I saw her, she come home from work, I pull her pants down and go to Pound Town every day. And look, I'm starting to get addicted too, but she's getting addicted to me too. And these were the first signs of trouble started to show his face, man. As the relationship started to progress, Anna just starts to get more and more possessive, and it begins to surface, man. It started with her being playful at first, being jealous. Like, if we're in any kind of restaurant and a woman flirt with me a little bit and I flirt with her, she would get suspicious. Like, look, do you know her? I know you know her. And I would have to no, I don't know this woman. And even when I went to go get a haircut, she wanted to come with me to get a haircut. She would sit in the car, but she didn't want me out of her sight. And I know competition is fierce, but her jealousy was next level. And look, so I started getting to know her family real good, getting to know her. And even her brother told me, her brother said, look, man, you don't want to mess around on her. She might hurt you. He was joking, but he was letting me know that she is very serious. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't do that. Everything cool. And I'm telling you, this time I wouldn't even change into the whoop, because she give me so much sex and so much loving, and I just didn't change, and I wasn't drinking as much, because I really was scared of this woman a little bit. I didn't want her to end up taking me out. So look, one time I started staying at her apartment. But one time, I'm gonna tell you what this woman did me, man. This kind of craziness I'm telling you about. I stayed there overnight, and I ended up sleeping with her. We had a good night, man. The experience was just oh man. That woman gave me more sex. I've never had so much sex in my whole entire life. Well, next morning, she gave it to me that morning. She woke me up. I fall back to sleep. Cause you know, that stuff like that, you know, that morning sex will put you in a comatose. I fall out. She leave. Maybe a couple hours later, I get up and I'm gonna take an Uber and I'm gonna go do things I need to do. Man, I tried to get out of the house. I was locked in her freaking apartment. You know, Dominican Republic, you got bars on the window, bars on everything. Her door was locked. I couldn't get out. So I sit in her house for 8 hours, not being able to get out. Man, I was pissed. I'm gonna tell you. I called her, she wouldn't answer, and she didn't answer me back till it was about an hour before she got off. And I was like, man, I'm done with this. This kind of stuff is crazy. I'm leaving you. And you know, I tell her that. So she rushes home. She opens the door. I got my little clothes in a little bag, and I'm ready to go. As soon as she opens the door, I try to walk out, and she grabs me and she pushes me, and she pushed me on the bed, and she unzipped my pants, and I didn't go nowhere. And that's the kind of stuff she was doing me, man. And I had to battle her possessiveness. When I tell you she didn't want me to go nowhere, it started getting crazy. And I had to give my Airbnb up because I was supposed to be back in the United States. By this time, I done stayed for 3 months dealing with this woman, for 3 months. And then I get an Airbnb up. So she's like, you need to stay with me. I know it was a bad idea. But I was like, look, I got to go back to the United States. I'm going to stay here. I'm gonna stay here for a week. Then I go back to the United States, but I'll be back probably that next month. And like she said, okay. Man, the worst thing I ever did was stay with that woman. That woman wanted to lock me in the house every day. I had to battle with her every day. She just was the most jealous, sexy, fine mother lover you have ever met. But she was crazy. And every time I tried to leave, she would go down on the billy club. And I battled this for a long time till I just got tired of it. And I finally went back to the United States. And I didn't break it off in Santo Domingo. I had to break it off in the United States because I didn't want this woman to hurt me. And it took a while for her to kind of get over it. Now she's married to a guy, and so I feel safe coming back there. But man, this woman was crazy and sexy at the same time. I mean, and these the kind of things you might run into, man. So just be honest with people, man. And man, that was a story time for you guys, man. Let me know what you guys would have done in the comments, man. I am out.